Previously on War and Remembrance. A torturous journey comes to an end at the infamous Nazi death camp Auschwitz.
The escort to work us over. Emergency, 300 feet, down scope. Down. All hands, rig for depth charge, on the double. I need my Alfango!
Smash our dozing Western enemy!
Natalie's life is spared, but her uncle becomes a victim of the Nazis' final solution. As Hitler plunges deeper into insanity, Allied leaders plan for his final defeats.
His troops will find desert!
Beryl is killed trying to save Natalie's son,
Fire!
while Byron proves himself in combat.
I'm in! Fire when ready!
And now,
I'll take that. No, it's all right. It's mine. It belongs to
All right.
To me.
Say so. Thanks.
Pamela. 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 Pamela, dear. This is Pug's favorite reading lamp. I'm on my way to a tea, so I can't stay for very long.
This is frightfully nice of you, Rhoda, but I really think I can manage the unpacking myself.
Oh, it's no bother at all. I just hope you're not too uncomfortable setting up housekeeping in Hack's old apartment.
Well, it is a bit odd trading off this way.
Well, Hack loves the house, and the lawyers actually thought it would be a good way to settle up Pug's share. Though I am surprised he accepted it.
Well, I think he just wanted to end the squabbling.
Have you heard from him lately?
Yes. Yes, he expects to be relieved any day now. He said it's like the fourth quarter of a football game when they start sending in the substitutes.
Oh, that sounds just like him. Oh, Lord knows what part of the globe they'll ship him off to next.
Oh, no, he's requested duty here in Washington after we're married.
Washington. Well, maybe an old dog can learn a new trick or two. Young man, can't you see this room is crammed? Please take it somewhere else. In there would be fine. I have all these boxes and things identified by number on the sheet, so it shouldn't take us any time at all. And here's your copy. Come on, dear. Let's see now. Oh, now don't bother to open 7, 8, and 9. They're books, dear. No matter how you arrange them, he'll growl. 3 and 4. Winter civilian things. Now that's sweaters, suits, overcoats, and such. Now they're mothballed, so you air them out in September, you send them out to be cleaned, and they'll be just fine. Boy, could you move some of these things for us? We have got to get this cleared up. Oh, Bug had this cashmere jacket made in Hong Kong. He thought he was being incredibly extravagant. Now he hardly ever wears it. Guilt, I think. Don't let him fool you. Under that exterior, he's as vain as a peacock. Oh. No, Pamela, no. Just see now, where did I see those? Oh. Here they are. You always have to put the shoe trees in. Now, Pug likes his shoes to be just so. But would he take 5 seconds to put the shoe trees in? Never. Not him. Away from the Navy, he's somewhat of an absent-minded professor. You never expect that of Pug Henry, would you? Let's see, that leaves the box. 15. Well, let's just get at it, shall we?
We're just about done. Do you need anything else?
No, that'll be all. Thank you.
Well, it's difficult separating the herring from the backbone, as you might say. There are some things Pug and I really share. One of us will have to do without. It can't be helped. Mementos, pictures, things like that. I've made a selection. Pug can have anything I've kept back, and I'll take anything he doesn't want. I can't be fairer than that, can I?
No, certainly not.
Well, let's dig in. House we lived in Manila. That's Pug tutoring Byron. Ronnie was 12 then. Oh, it's Madeline at her 7th birthday party. And there's the proud papa helping her blow out the candles. He would spoil her rotten. I had a really tough time deciding about this one, I can tell you. Maybe Bug found it too painful. I don't know. I love it. I made it for him. He never uttered a single word about it. You'll find him a tough man to figure out sometime. Well, anyway, here it is. He can have it if he wants it.
Rhoda, I'm sure he wouldn't want you to give up such things.
There's more, plenty more. I have my share. You accumulate lots in 30 years. Then you don't have to tell me anything about what I've given up. Well, why don't we, store the rest of this in the spare room? Where is it?
Don't you know?
No, I've never been here before. Here, I'll help you with these, and then I'll be on my merry way. It's a lovely kitchen. Bet you found it filthy.
I did have to scrape and scrub some. Bachelors, you know.
Men, my dear. Still, there's a difference between Army and Navy. I found that out.
The spare room.
My Lord. It is really shabby in here. Why in the world didn't you have Hap put on a fresh coat of paint?
Well, it's simpler just to close it off. I don't really need it.
No, of course you don't. Hack and I are finding separate rooms very handy.
Rhoda, I don't understand something. You said you'd never been here before.
I haven't.
Why not?
Well, before Hack and I were married, I wouldn't have dreamed of coming to his bachelor lair. And afterwards, I wanted no part of his memories here. Do I have to draw you a picture? Fine magnolia tree. These old apartment buildings really are the best. Why do you suppose that flag is at half-mast?
Is it?
Something to do with the war, maybe.
I'll put on the radio.
Chief Justice Stone is now on the way to the White House to administer the oath of office to Vice President Harry Truman. Mrs. Eleanor Roosevelt is flying to Warren Springs, Georgia at this hour to accompany the president's body on the journey back to the nation's capital. Unconfirmed reports from the White House link the president's death to a stroke. Mr. Truman is expected to issue a full statement following his swearing in. Reactions from at home and around the world have been pouring into Washington. The White House switchboard has been flooded with calls as a whole nation searches for means to express its grief. Franklin Delano Roosevelt's death brings to an end the longest term of any president in the White House.
Roosevelt. Dead. I mean, it's like the end of the world. I knew him. I sat next to him at dinner at the White House. Oh, what a charmer he was. You know what he said to me? He said, Rhoda, not many men deserve a wife as beautiful as you. But Buck does. He was just being nice, you know. But he looked at me as though he really meant it. I mean, what about the war? Truman is a nobody. I mean, it's a nightmare.
It's ghastly.
Hack said he left some booze here.
Yes, he did. Lots.
You know what? Let's just have a good stiff drink of scotch, dear. Then I just think I'll go home.
Franklin Delano Roosevelt is dead. A nation and the whole of the free world is plunged into mourning. Perhaps the most apt tribute will be paid by the men who fought the Great Crusade under his leadership. Veterans of Monte Cassino, the Solomon Slot, the Bulge, Midway, and Iwo Jima. They will say, he was the commander-in-chief, not only of our armed forces, but of our whole generation. As the American president is laid to rest, Winston Churchill rises in Parliament.
What an enviable death was his. He had brought his country through the worst of its perils and the heaviest of its toils. Victory had cast its sure and steady beam upon him. In the days of peace, he had broadened and stabilized the foundations of American life and union. In war, he had raised the strength, the might, and glory of the great republic to a height never attained by any nation in history.
9 days later, April 22nd, 1945, the Red Army, including elements of the 1st Polish Division, smashes through the outer defenses of Berlin. By 2 p.m., the German capital is all but surrounded. And Adolf Hitler, the German warlord, who once bestrode Europe from the Atlantic to the Volga, has now been reduced to plotting grand strategies to relieve the beleaguered capital, with divisions, tank brigades, even whole armies that exist only in his fevered imagination.
Das ist die höchste Dringlichkeitsstufe. Der Führer muss zum Steiner Kontakt aufnehmen.
What is going on? We have been trying to reach the Steiner army since yesterday. My patience is not limitless.
Telephone lines, mein Führer, they keep breaking down.
If I do not hear from Steiner within 15 minutes, somebody will be shot.
Lieutenant General Hans Krebs, Adolf Hitler's latest chief of the General Staff.
Well?
Unfortunately, mein Führer, it has been confirmed.
What has?
There can be no Steiner attack.
Everybody out! 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 Title! Foreman! Krebs! Jürgen, stay! It is the end! Treachery, incompetence, cowardice! The end, the end! I shall kill my father! My decision is irrevocable!
Do not even say these words!
Betrayed! Double-crossed, deceived, surrounded by liars! I can no longer go on! I shall die in Berlin! The war is lost! 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 Lost, stupid! Incompetent idiots! Lost is lost, you stupid, idiotic fools! You can't call yourself generals! You're idiots! Nincompoops! Swine! So, treachery! Lies, corruption, everybody is against me!
Führer, if you lose faith, then indeed all is lost.
Baumann is right, mein Führer. However, it is not too late. If you will go immediately to Berchtesgaden, from the Alpine redoubt, you can direct the final defense of our country.
No. Those who wish to go south may do so. I shall remain here in Berlin. And when the time comes, I shall shoot myself. My decision is irrevocable. Sure. If we go, if you don't have your leadership staff with you, can you direct the war from here? Goering will take over command down there.
Mein Führer, no soldier will fight for the Reichsmarschall.
What will they fight? There's precious little more fighting to be done.
April 25th, 1945. At the town of Torgau, on the Elbe River, the Russians and the Americans meet at last in the heart of Germany. And finally, the last of the Nazi death camps are overrun. Dachau. Sachsenhausen. Flossenburg. Bergen-Belsen. Mauthausen. Ravensbrück. Nordhausen. But to the end, the Germans continued to try to destroy the evidence of their crimes.
Is this? Sergeant, take a squad and check it out.
Yes, sir. Dolan, come on with me.
Yes, sir.
Kelly, grab your man. Come with me. Put 2 on the engine and have 2 on the other side.
Okay, so you 2 get on the engine. You 2 on the other side of the train.
You smell that? Let's get this thing open. God.
Look at this.
Damn crowds must have just gone over. Let's see if these other cars have any people in them. I'll get 2 up in there and I want to check them out.
We're in here. Sergeant, look at this.
They've reached the Tiergarten, and I've seen artillery fire from positions along the River Spree.
Yes, and here we are squarely in the middle, as is our underground warrior.
But in heaven's name, Heinz, why have I been sent for?
Why does he do anything? I gather it's some sort of new assignment. Anyway, Arun, I'm glad you're here. A breath of sanity is badly needed. Papers. It's been burning everything since the Göring and Himmler betrayals.
Betrayals? You didn't know? No, I've been with Dönitz at his headquarters in the north.
Goering wired an ultimatum from the Obersalzberg, saying it was time for him to take over full control of them, so that he might negotiate a peace with the Allies. Of course, that instantly got him arrested. Fat boy is kaput.
And Himmler?
This one the Führer found out about just tonight. From the BBC. Freie Heinrich has been secretly negotiating for peace with the West on his own. Through the Swedes. Now our leader's just wandering around down there, raving about the Jews. Let us go down into the asylum.
I do not understand, Hans. Where is everyone?
Gone, scattered, every man for himself. Keitel and Jodl have already gone south. We are among the last. Frau Braun, Frau Goebbels.
So soll es hier was ganz Besonderes werden. Damit wird das Gänzchen völlig einverstanden.
Dr. Goebbels' children.
Goebbels moved in the whole family. He has decided they will all die with the Führer when the time comes.
All of them? Frau Braun also?
Ah, yes, the Todesengel.
The angel of death.
That's what the enlisted men call her. She came in about a week ago. She has decided to die with him, too. Well, see you at the midnight briefing. If we're both alive.
I've been surrounded from the onset by nothing but traitors, incompetents, and liars. I should have won this war. I did not make a single mistake. My plans were flawless. The army let me down. The party let me down. The German people let me down. You too have lied to me. Speer confessed the demolitions were never carried out. Oh, such sabotage of my orders is mutiny. And mutineers are shot.
Mein Führer, I did only what I believed to be right. What I believed to be right for the German people.
Well, I pardoned Albert Speer because of his services to the Reich. And I spare you because, contrary to the nature of your whole damned breed, you have on the whole been a loyal general. I now appoint you operations officer for the final defense of the Chancellery.
Yes, my Führer.
Ron, as soldier to soldier, I have a last request to make as I give you this grave responsibility for the defense of the Citadel. I must under no circumstances be captured alive. I know there is not much time left, but should you feel the military situation to be such that we can no longer hold for more than 24 hours, you are to report this to me at once. This is a personal request. It is also an order.
I understand, my Führer.
My life is now in your hands. Yes, of course.
And so, with the end almost upon him, Adolf Hitler begins the final decisions of his life. To prevent a last treachery by the duplicitous Himmler, he will have the cyanide capsules left for him by the Reichsfuhrer tested on his faithful dog, Blondie.
In Gegenwart der oben genannten Zeugen fragen
Then,
Sie,
shortly after
mein
midnight,
Bruder Adolf Hitler,
he formally marries his mistress, Eva Braun.
in diesem Falle bitte ich Sie, mit Ja zu antworten.
3 rote Rosen gab sie mir mit ihrer zarten Hand. Wenn sie welchen, wenn sie welchen landen
Later that night, as he retires to his quarters to dictate his last will and testament, Adolf Hitler will state,
My wife and I choose to die in order to escape the shame of overthrow or capitulation. Moreover, we do not wish to fall into the hands of an enemy who requires a new spectacle organized by the Jews for the amusement of their hysterical masses. Therefore, it is my wish, our wish, to be burnt immediately on the spot where I have performed the greater part of my daily work in the service of my people.
it will be 4 a.m. before the supreme warlord finishes his political statement. It rambles from one subject to another. He appoints Admiral Dönitz to succeed him at the head of the new Reich government. He praises the common German soldier, and again curses the general staff for having betrayed him. But in the end, he will continue to hammer away at his one guiding obsession.
The Jews alone bear the responsibility, not only for the millions dead on the battlefield and in the bombed cities, but for their own fate, which they brought on themselves. They started the war. They caused misery and death to millions of Europe's Aryan peoples. Therefore, they had to pay. Though my means were far more humane than they deserved. I demand of all Germans, all National Socialists, men, women,
To the last, he is the fanatical, hate-filled street agitator. He is proud that he has never weakened. And above all, he will conclude,
I enjoin the leaders of the nation and those under them to uphold the racial laws to their full extent and to oppose mercilessly the universal poisoner of all peoples, international jury.
And so, in these last words, Adolf Hitler proudly confirms that although he had many accomplices, it was he himself who brought about the final solution. following day, April 30th, 10 a.m. Advanced Russian units penetrate to the street next to the Chancellery, scant yards from the bunker. The end of the Third Reich can now be counted in hours.
Wrong? Mein Führer. As previously instructed, I must now report that I am no longer able to guarantee that the battle-worn and exhausted troops who are still defending the Citadella are able to hold on for a further 24 hours. A final assault by a large number of tanks can be anticipated no later than dawn tomorrow morning, the first day of May. You will no doubt appreciate, mein Führer, the significance of this date for a Russian soldier.
Yes, I know.
That is all. Thank you. Escaped, but we are left behind. A nation which must pay for your crimes, and it will pay heavily. Why? Why did we do it? Lay waste to a whole continent, and all in the name of a lunatic, hysterical despot. The question will, I imagine, be asked for 1,000 years.
Armand von Roon will be taken prisoner and serve 21 years in prison. Albert Speer will serve 21 years in prison. Joseph Goebbels will commit suicide. His wife will poison her 6 children and commit suicide. Heinrich Himmler will be captured by the British and commit suicide. Alfred Jodl and Wilhelm Keitel will be hanged. Hermann Goering will escape hanging by committing suicide. The Chancellery will fall on May 1st. Berlin will capitulate 2 days later. The final disposition of Adolf Hitler's charred remains is not certainly known to this day.
Yeah.
Mail's here, Captain.
Oh, thanks, Jonesy.
Dear Bryony, this letter is long overdue, but I thought I'd better have it out with you about Dad and Mom since you're so misinformed and wrong-headed that it's pitiful. We have an incredible father. He'll go to the grave without breathing a word against Mom. But your resentment of the divorce and his engagement to Pam Tudsbury is plain dumb. You don't know certain facts, and here they are. Do you remember Fred Kirby, the big, tall engineer you all met in Berlin?
That's all she'll take, Mr. Bilby. Very well. You want me to go below and tell the skipper? No, thanks, George. I'll do it. Besides, I want to grab some coffee. Captain.
Skipper, is everything all right?
Yeah, everything's fine. What's up?
Well, we've all finished fueling and we're ready to cast off.
Good. I'll be topside in a few minutes. Oh, Tom.
Sir.
Would you see that this gets to the fleet post office in time for the next mainline mail?
Sure thing. Pretty important, eh?
Yeah, pretty important.
do you, Pamela Tudsbury, take this man, Victor Henry, to be your lawfully wedded husband, for better, for worse, for richer, for poorer, in sickness and in health, to have and to hold from this day forward, until death do you part?
I do.
The ring, Admiral Henry? I now pronounce you man and wife. You may kiss the bride, Admiral.
Admiral Henry, sir. I was asked to deliver this from Admiral King's office.
Very well.
And congratulations, Admiral. Mrs. Henry.
Well, there's a memorable first.
Huh?
First time I've ever been called Mrs. Henry. I rather like it. What is it?
It seems I'm wanted at the White House.
Admiral Victor Henry to see you, Mr. President.
Well, Admiral Henry, buzz me the minute Mr. Burns arrives.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for dropping around, Henry.
Very pleased to meet you, Mr. President.
I needed naval aid, Admiral. Now, Harry Hopkins and Admiral Leahy have both recommended you. Would you like the job?
Very much, Mr. President.
You're hired. Well, that does our business. Sit down, Admiral. I wish all the transactions in this office were that simple. It's in the nature of things, Admiral, that the military and the president don't see eye to eye on lots of things. So let's get this straight right from the top. Who will you work for? Me or the Navy?
You're my commanding officer, sir.
Good enough.
However, if I should think you wrong in a disagreement with the Navy, I will tell you.
All right, that's what I want. Just remember that the military can be wrong, too. Very wrong. Say, what's the matter with those Russians anyway? You had duty there. Why won't they stick to their agreements?
Well, sir, in my experience, they usually have.
Well, is that so? Well, you're dead wrong right there. Stalin agreed at Yalta to hold free elections in Poland. Now he's reneging on the deal. Churchill's up in arms about that, and so am I. I told Molotov how I felt about it last week. He said he'd never been talked to like that in his life. I said, you keep your agreements and you won't be talked to like that. Yes.
Mr. Burns is here, Mr. President.
Well, it's about time. All right, that's it. Duty calls, Admiral. I'm told you've just been married.
Yes, Mr. President.
I suppose you'll want a few weeks for your honeymoon.
I'm ready to report for duty right now, sir.
Well, very good. Sooner the better. Is your bride a Washington lady?
No, sir. An Englishwoman.
I look forward to meeting her.
Thanks, Mr. President.
Well, was it worth delaying our honeymoon? Victor?
He's putting me to work. This is naval aid.
Oh, Victor. You'll be here in Washington then.
He wants me to start immediately.
No honeymoon?
I'm afraid not. Not for a while, anyway.
In that case, Victor Henry, take me home. Take me home before your damn Navy gets any more ideas. God, I can't get used to seeing you like this. You look 30.
Well, I sure don't function like 30.
More?
Yeah. Good. You know what this reminds me of?
No, what?
That meal you scavenged up after I flew over Berlin in 41. Steak, salads, Chianti, and that wonderful bread you found. Called yourself a London alley cat, if I recall.
Well, it's not every London alley cat that lands herself an American admiral and naval aide to the president. Oh, damn. Hello? Yes. Yes, he is. Just a minute. It's Rhoda.
Yes, Ro, what is it? Wait a minute, let me get a pencil. Oh. No. Never mind. No, I'll take care of it from here. Of course. And I'll let you know.
What is it? Natalie Henry, German internee, hospitalized Army facility afoot. Condition critical. Malnutrition, typhus, American Red Cross, Germany.
Yes, this is Admiral Victor Henry, naval aide to President Truman. I'd like to speak with the Surgeon General's office, please.
May 8th, 1945, VE Day. Victory in Europe. After almost 6 years of war, the guns have finally fallen silent across half the globe.
Our gratitude to our splendid allies.
Winston Churchill's message to his people is a simple one, almost the last before he falls from power.
The evildoers are now prostrate before us. God bless you all, this is your victory. We must now devote all our strength and resources to the completion of this great task, both at home and abroad. Advance, Britannia! Long live the cause of freedom! God save the King.
President Harry S. Truman addresses the American people.
This is a solemn but glorious hour. The flags of freedom fly all over Europe. I only wish that Franklin D. Roosevelt had lived to witness the day. Now we must turn our efforts to the great tasks ahead. First, to win the war in the Pacific, and then to win the peace.
Have one of these.
Great. Here's a tomato, man.
All right. We had some of this a while back, huh?
Turn that slop we've been eating.
No, operator. No, Mrs. Harrison Peters, Vauxhall Road. Yeah, Peters. Did you check information?
Say, Captain, why don't you try giving your dad a call, huh?
I don't know where he's stationed. No. Just never mind, all right? Yeah, thank you.
Come on, Skipper. Look, there's gonna be big doings down at the officers' club tonight. You know, a real homecoming wingding. What do you say? Captain?
No, Tom, you go. I've got some business to take care of down at ComSubTech.
Yes, sir. He requests to see the Admiral. Lieutenant Commander Henry? Yes, sir. You can go up, sir.
Thank you.
Henry, are you telling me that you're going over the head of my chief of operations on a personal matter and barging in here claiming the highest urgency?
Admiral, here it is. You may want to court-martial me for desertion, or you may not, but I'm going to see my wife and find my son if he's alive. Please give me orders to enable me to do this, sir. I've tried to serve. If I find my family and the war's still on, I'll fly back here and take an FM submarine into Tokyo Bay if you want me to.
You have one hell of a nerve, Henry. Whatever your personal hardship, I don't appreciate being told off like that.
Sorry, Admiral.
And I'll tell you another thing, young man. If your combat record wasn't just about the most outstanding one in the fleet, I'd see you in the brig!
Yes, sir.
Well, ascribe your insubordination to combat fatigue. Now, as it happens, I have a letter here from the CNO. Where the devil is it? Ah, here it is. Seems the CNO wants a team of experienced skippers to inspect captured U-boats in Germany. Preliminary reports show these boats to be better than ours. Embarrassingly so. Well, the only way to get the real dope is to go out with those kraut skippers and operate them. You know any German, Henry?
Yes, sir, some.
Interested?
Admiral, I'd be so grateful.
Well, you have the operational background. You have to qualify your relief on the FM sonar first. A weaker runs in the dummy fuel off Molokai.
Sir, thank you. And God bless you.
Say, Byron,
Sir?
How did your FM sonar really perform out there?
Smooth as oil, sir. Got us through those Jap minefields, no sweat.
Greatest thing since canned beer.
Sorry, honey. Duty calls.
Is this it?
This is it. Hello, sir.
Well, hello, Simon. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
How's Madeline?
Fine, sir. How's it going?
Well, I expect the weather to break by 05:30. Oppenheimer and Fermi have been on a horn to meteorology all night.
I look pretty nervous.
Don't they, though? How about some coffee and a donut?
Certainly.
Peters? Hi, Groves. Coffee? You know Lieutenant Commander Anderson?
General?
Anderson. You're infusing, aren't you?
Yes, sir.
Can you tell me something? Is that contraption out there going to go off?
Oh, it'll go off, sir. I only hope it'll never be used.
If it works, it'll damn well be used.
If we don't have to invade Honshu, it'll save at least 500,000 American lives.
And even more Japanese.
General, what's the latest?
Weather's still lousy, Albie. But I've given the word to go. We're rolling.
That's the best news I've heard all night. Could we have just a minute? Sam, you want to tell the General what you just told me? Excuse us.
Right.
Enrico. All right, Dr. Fermi, now there's a man with a strange sense of humor.
How's that?
They say he's actually taking bets as to whether this thing sets the atmosphere on fire and incinerate the earth. How about that?
General, nobody knows exactly what this thing will do. Not Oppenheimer, and not Fermi.
All observers will kneel in the bunkers, back to the blast. Close your eyes. Cover your eyes with your hands. Once you become aware of the blast flash, you may stand up and turn around. Shield your eyes at all times with the protective glasses provided to you.
0 minus 45 seconds. Automatic firing sequence engaged and counting.
0 minus 40 seconds. 0 minus 35 seconds.
0 minus 30 seconds. 0 minus 25 seconds. 0 minus 20 seconds.
0 minus 15 seconds. 0 minus 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2, 1, 0.
I am become death, the shatterer of worlds.
Hi.
Hi.
I got your letter from Guam. Good to see you, Bernie.
It's good to see you, Dad. know something? I'll be damned if I'm gonna call you Mama.
How about Pamela?
That'll work. Dad, is there any news?
Just that she's in a convalescent hospital in Paris. I guess that means she's on the mend. Here, from Natalie.
I'm a little better. Beryl came to Theresienstadt and got Louis last July. Then later I received this picture of him on a farm outside of Prague. He looks well, doesn't he? Abraham says they will find him. I love you, Natalie.
He looks wonderful, doesn't he?
He certainly does.
Anyway, at the time, this man Rabinowitz was based in Paris with a Jewish rescue outfit. And some of his people were with the troops that found Natalie. That's how he got involved. He says they think the train was on the way to Buchenwald.
What about Aaron?
Rabinowitz says he went to the gas.
Dad, I'm gonna need a flight to Germany. I have to report to Schweinemunde before my leave starts.
Well, as it happens, I'm flying to Berlin tomorrow with some red-hot dope for the president at the Potsdam conference. Maybe I can get you a ride.
Berlin's perfect if you can swing it. I tried to reach Mom several times from San Francisco. No luck.
Well, you know her. She stays pretty busy.
Is she okay?
From what I've seen of her, she's fine, yeah.
Dinner's at 6, Byron.
I'll be there.
You didn't tell me how lunch came out with your mother.
Oh, it was all right, I guess. No, she's drinking too much.
And she has her spells. What do you call too much?
2 scotch and sodas before lunch, 2 bottles of wine with lunch, most of which she polished off herself.
That's too much. I know she was tense about meeting you. She told me so. What are your plans?
First, I'm going to Paris to see Natalie. Then I'll talk to Rabinowitz about where to start looking for Louis.
Franny, if there's anything I can do to help while I'm over here, be sure and let me know, will you?
I will. If he's alive, Dad, I'm going to find him. If it takes me the rest of my life, I'm going to find him.
It won't be easy, Byron. Hundreds of thousands of homeless children are roaming Europe. Some of them have become savages, wolves. Their parents were killed, and they learned to live by stealing. There are gangs of them.
Where's the best place to start?
Here. Start in Paris. The Joint Distribution Committee. They're the best choice. Then I would go to Geneva. Big card files are being assembled and kept there. The Red Cross, UNRWA, the World Jewish Congress, kids all over Europe.
Why don't I go straight to Prague? You ought to turn up there somewhere.
I went to Prague. Checked all the DP centers. Went to that farmhouse where they took him in. It's burned down now. Everything's overgrown and wild. Only one farmer would talk. He said he remembered a little boy, but he doesn't know what happened to him. So it's tough. But kids can endure a lot, and Louis is a strong kid with plenty of spirit.
Avram, tell me how much you know about what actually happened in Italy.
More than I have time to tell you now. Here. This is the affidavit she gave the War Refugee Board. It's pretty complete.
I'll read it after our visit.
No, read it now. Read it. You'll understand better when you see her.
Movie star. Ghastly, don't I?
No. Not to me.
I should have gone with you in Marseille.
Natalie, don't.
Avram saved my life, you know?
You saved your own life. I'll wait for you up there, Byron.
Why don't we go sit down? Come on.
Your father wrote me lovely letters. He's a fine man.
Did you get any of mine?
No. Not that I remember. My memory's not too good. Not yet. Not real letters. I dream a lot, you know? I dreamed about you a lot. I dreamed letters, too. But your father's letters, they were real. I know that. I'm sorry your parents broke up.
Well, my dad's happy and my mom's all right.
Oh, God. Of course, I knew Pamela in Paris. Strange, isn't it? I suppose you know Slope's dead.
Yeah.
Pamela wrote me about him. Dear heavens. Poor old Slope, parachutist. can't have been very good at it, could he? I wasn't wrong to like him. His heart was in the right place for a Gentile. I sense that about him. You really do look so imposing. Were you in any great danger?
You ask me that? At least when I was in danger, I could fight.
I tried to fight. I tried. I tried. I finally received my new passport. Came yesterday. Lord, that little book looks so good.
I'll bet it did.
I managed to keep my old one for a long, long time. Right up until Auschwitz. Can you believe that? That's where they took all my clothes away. One of the girls in Canada probably found it. She probably traded it for a nice big chunk of gold. She probably.
I love you, sweetheart.
Byron, I'm sorry. I'm just not in good condition yet. The nightmares. Nightmares. Every single night, Byron. Every night. And all the drugs. I get needles night, day.
It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. Natalie, I'm going to start looking for Louis tomorrow.
Oh, thank God. Thank God. How much time have you got?
About a month. I'll come see you two as often as I can, all right?
Yes. Yes, but the main thing is you love Louis. He's alive. I know he is. Find him.
I will. I swear I will.
You too, Byron. You're much older. Oh dear, already. We haven't even talked about Aaron yet. He was so brave, Byron. The worse things got, the braver he was. He wasn't at all the man we knew in Siena. He became very religious. I'm glad you're here. Forgive me, Byron. I'm in lousy shape, but I promise I'll be better next time.
Natalie.
Find Louis. Find him.
4 years old, and I want to check the following names. Lewis Henry, Henry Lewis, Henry Jastrow, Louis Jastrow. Okay. Where do you keep your files? Next. Thanks.
Now, no Jewish. Yes.
One time, old people home.
Louis?
Heißt du Louis? Dein Name Louis.
You say I've now seen all the places in Prague where these kids are? All?
Вы говорите, что все места в Праге видел, где эти дети находятся, все?
Все. Я приведу вас в вашу гостиницу.
He will take you back to your hotel now.
Насхедано. Thank you.
Насхедано.
About your son. I hope you still find him.
Not in Prague. Nobody understands a word I say. I don't understand a word they say.
You like me to come to your room? But why? I don't judge you. I like Americans.
I like you too, Katinka. You're very pretty. And you speak English, thank God, but I don't think so. Waiter! Waiter! What?
You say something about homeless kids. Co jste powiedział? Děti bez domovu?
Ano, bereme je do Anglie, bez rodičů.
He says some children were taken to England.
England? How? Why?
Rach posílá Čechoslováky domů, do Prahy. A prázdná letadla berou děti do Anglie. Tam budou mít nový domov.
He said RAF sends Czech volunteers back home to Prague after war. Planes empty for going back. So some people in England arrange RAF to bring children, give them homes.
When did this happen?
Kdy se to stalo?
Před 2-3 týdny, pár
2-3 weeks ago, to couple of planes.
Where in England? What else can you tell me?
Come to Anglia.
To vám nemohu říct, ale spíš vám řekne Dora.
He know nothing more. He said maybe RAF tell you.
You speak English?
Oh, yeah, little bit.
I'm looking for Mr. Friedman.
End of the hall around the corner.
Thanks.
Peterson. Mister,
Yeah,
you looking for a boy?
I sure am. Most of them look older than my son would be.
Yes, I know.
Does he look familiar?
It's very difficult to say. In the first group of 300, there were only 17 under the age of 8. Most of them boys, however.
Where could I see them?
The youngest are at Bulldog's Bank in Essex. They needed a small, quiet place. Lady Clark donated her cottage there. Most generous of her.
Mr. Friedman, thank you very much.
I'm so very sorry. Commander Henry.
Yes.
A word of advice. Your uniform. The younger children, many of them are still terrified of uniforms.
Thank you.
Well, we have 6 here. We keep them in small groups. Then they have much more individual attention. As you can see, Commander Henry, none of the boys resembles your son. I'm sorry.
What's that little boy doing?
Oh, that's Danny Mensch. He was separated from his parents at Theresienstadt. He's playing at killing Germans. Over and over again he plays it.
Hey, it's okay, Danny. It's okay now.
Mr. Mine?
He's asking, are you his? He asked everyone the same question.
No. 9.
The other smaller children are being cared for at Weir Courtney, Sir Benjamin Drake's estate in Surrey. I'll phone ahead and tell them you're coming.
Thank you. I just wish there was some way I could help.
Those children are very lucky, Commander. They're being loved and cared for. Besides, they're alive. Did you know that towards the end at Auschwitz, the Germans didn't bother to gas many of the children first? They just threw them alive into the furnaces. As I said, our children are the very lucky ones.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Commander Henry, I am so pleased to meet you.
It's my pleasure, Mrs. Goldberger. Thank you for seeing me.
So, you are looking for a child? A Jewish child?
Yes, his mother's Jewish. She survived Theresienstadt and Auschwitz.
Oh.
I have a picture. This is him. It was taken about 1.5 years ago.
Sie, Kinder, seid ruhig, seid ruhig.
It's him.
Hello, Ephraim.
Hello, Natalie.
Well, what's your important news?
Byron telephoned me.
Yes.
Natalie, you found him. Hi. He looks fine. Hello, Louis.
Avram. How's Natalie? How did she take it?
It was very emotional for her, but she's fine today and waiting for both of you.
Good. Let's go.
Yeah. You've heard about all of that?
Sure. I guess it's all over, isn't it?
Yes, I guess so. That's quite a story about how you found him. Very lucky.
Yeah, pure luck. Or God.
Medley says she's ready to go home. Now you've got him. She thinks she'll recuperate better there.
Good.
But she won't go to Germany. That I can tell you.
I don't expect her to.
Byron, she said more than once to me that if she ever found Louis, she would take him to Palestine.
Look, she doesn't know what she'll do, all right? First, she has to get well.
Would you go with her if she did?
All I know is that once I'm demobilized, I will never be separated from this kid.
Isn't he very quiet?
He doesn't talk.
What do you mean?
Just that. He doesn't smile and he doesn't talk. He hasn't said a word to me yet. I had a hell of a time getting him released. They had him classified as psychologically disabled. But he's fine. I mean, he understands anything you say. He obeys. He just doesn't talk.
Louis, kick off man. Smile, kleine Welt. Smile, kleine.
Leave him be for now, all right? Look, they told me a lot of kids react the same way. They said they're sending a group of these psychological cases off to Canada next week. I was lucky I got there when I did. God knows if we ever could have traced him there.
What's the story on him?
There's not much. From what I was able to gather, he was picked up in the woods near Prague, where the Germans took a lot of Jews and Czechs and shot them. The bodies were just lying around. That's where someone found it. With the bodies. There's Mama. Go on. Go on, sweetheart. Go on.
Louis? Do anything, can't you? Steht ein Chlorweiß Igele,
Das Siegerles gefroren Anlehn, das wird sein ein Baum. Orange und Käse mit Mandeln, Schluck, Schelle, Schluck. Und der Louis Begele steht ein glorreiches Siegele. Das Siegele ist gefroren Handel, das wird sein Baum.